Zani-san, you gotta defeat Jesus. But it's impossible. You can't.
Alright. Chapter 17. Peter, you must remember who you are. Peter stares as the Omega Duck walks toward them. He is like a giant beach ball with a little duck head on top. He is black with a white horseshoe on his belly. He must be 10 stories tall, exclaimed Lillian. Behind him is an army of slightly smaller, though still giant, aqueducts. Everyone, take up your arms, cries Hugh. We must fend off the aqueducts until Peter can claim the christening. Me? Says Peter. But I'm not pure. Yes, you are, says a muffled voice from inside the music box. You've always been pure. Peter opens the music box to find Mark gagged and tied to the sultry lady. Mark, you're alive! Yes, but go quick to Zani-san, says Mark. An aqueduct breaks for Lillian. She dodges and slashes twice at its heel. The duck falls to the ground, and Kruger stabs it through the eye. Another lunges at Peter and Zanzibar. Zani-san steps in front and cleaves its head in two. Hurry, we must find Jesus and reclaim the christening, says Zani-san. Right, says Peter. We'll handle this, Peter. Find Jesus, says Hugh. Two aqueducts bear down on Hugh. Hugh raises flames from the ground and sends them to the aqueducts, which fall. Peter looks around. This is hopeless, he says. Look, by the Omega Duck, cries Zanzibar. Jesus hops behind the Omega Duck and transforms back into his true form. He reaches to touch the Omega Duck. Just then, a cloud of gas emits from the rear of the Omega Duck, and they see Jesus sway and finally collapse. His energy rises into the air until it is completely dispersed. He was reckless and proud. He didn't realize the Omega Duck has the ability to kill gods in many ways, says Zani-san. What now? The power of the christening has completely dispersed, says Peter. They hear a loud belching sound come from the Omega Duck. Oh no, says Zani-san. A cloud of gas covers Zani-san, who falls dead. Zani-san! Cries Peter. Aqueducts are ambling toward them. There's nowhere to run. Peter looks to move, but finally collapses in defeat. Peter, I want to tell you something, since this may be the end, says Mark. Peter, you are not a coward. You've always been at my side. I couldn't ask for a better friend. Peter looks at Mark. Mark is smiling at him. Just then a pigeon lands on his wing. It flies off and leaves behind a switchblade. Peter stands up. The Omega Duck is right in front of them. Peter doesn't know what he's doing, but it doesn't matter. He's acting purely on instinct. The Omega Duck reaches for Peter. Peter screams and stabs the Omega Duck in the dick. There is a pause. Then energy arcs over the Omega Duck's body. All is still. Mark stares at the scene, mouth gaping. The Omega Duck seems to be stunned. An aqueduct gets up and runs toward them. Peter screams again, and the aqueduct slams into the Omega Duck. It wobbles, and finally is knocked to the ground. The other aqueducts turn toward them. Peter and Mark can do nothing but watch. The aqueducts run toward the fallen Omega Duck. Lillian and Kruger drop their swords. Hugh and Zanzibar stand and look on. Then, the aqueducts all dive over the Omega Duck and begin to eat him. Peter, let's go, says Mark. What happened? Why are they eating it? Asks Peter. It was you, Peter. You saved us all. It was Ani-san. She was barely conscious, but she managed to gasp these words to them before falling into eternal darkness. I may not be long for this world, but it will not perish, thanks to you. Maybe, maybe that is enough. She goes silent. The group returns to the city. Zanzibar grieves for his father, Douglas. When they arrive, they find the ruins of the aqueduct to be missing. Instead, there is a message written in a design in the grass. It says simply, Arise, chicken, arise.
nicht schlecht. Wir können uns gut verstehen. So ist es immer, unser Licht ist nur das. Trinken und singen, wir begrüßen morgen. So ist es immer, unter rosigem Himmel leben wir zusammen, die Nacht ist lang. Da die Sterne nicht leuchten, da der Mond auf diese Stadt nicht scheint, schauten wir das Licht selbst an, singen wir unter dem Sternenhimmel. Chairs so close, a room so small. You and I talk all the night long. Maybe this space but serves us all well. We comrades have stories to tell. And it's always like that in the evening time. We drink and we sing when our fighting is done. And it's always so, we live under the burnt clouds. Is our burden, long is the night. Dust and snow, stars can be seen. We are starved for our moonbeam on our top. We must all gather as one. Sing with hope and the fear will be gone. Die Stühle liegen sehr eng. You and I talk all the night long. Dieser niedrige Raum ist nicht schlecht. We comrades have stories to tell. So ist es.